Yeah, so basically I was thinking of doing a podcast off of this quote my wife sent me. It said, doctors don't make you healthy, teachers don't make you learn, trainers don't make you fit. Let me see if I can remember the rest of this thing here. And coaches don't make you rich. At some point you have to realize that the growth is your responsibility. And that's the crazy thing. And you just said, what were you just saying right now? Something about...
yeah, I saw another quote that was, you can give someone knowledge, but you can't make them think.
So when you're putting stuff together, when you're putting the pieces together to figure out how to become wealthy or maybe how to move to the next level in your life, you could sit here and spend all kinds of money. One of the things that, like on coaching, so on and so forth, or pay the personal trainer at the gym. And the funny thing about it is, you never see people think that their motivation is going to become from that personal trainer holding them accountable. But the reality of it is you could back out of that at any time, and now you're just on the hook for whatever your $300 a month is, and they make a bunch of money off of that, which is the funny thing. It's a really good model if you're just trying to make money and not really trying to help anybody. One of the things that kind of, so I have a lot of instruments in here. I got a drum set up there. I have a bass guitar, electric guitar, a nice acoustic guitar. I can play okay, but I've bought those instruments and just kind of tinkered around with them. I mean, I could play good enough to be in a band, any one of the instruments, but I can't play anything phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And then I look at my friend Mason. I hope you're watching this. The guy, he would just borrow somebody else's guitar and learn how to just shred on it. So it's the actual activity to learn how to do something, how to apply it, how to become good is how you achieve things. It's not throwing that responsibility on somebody else to make you good, or even paying money into a class to teach you how to negotiate, or isn't going to make you a good negotiator. You have to put in the effort to become a negotiator. And the reason why I say that is I was just recently in this one class, and it was interesting. The teacher of the class like shredded me. I walk into the class, I've never met this guy before, and he's automatically trying to make me feel uncomfortable. I really have no idea why he was doing that. Maybe it'll make sense eventually, but this is like one of those case in point type of things where I could pay the money, whatever it is, thousands of dollars to go to this class to become a better negotiator. But the reality of it is and I look over and my friend is sitting at the table over here, and she's got this book like this fucking thick on her desk, and the reality of it is I have to learn that book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could sit here and pick people's brains and try to learn and ask them questions, but if you're not actively listening when they're answering that question, what good is it that you even ask the fucking question? This is one of those things that gets me too, is in the real estate game, all the other people, so there's a lot of networking that can be happening or whatever, but I don't actively go out and just go, hey, what's up, buddy, blah, 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 blah. And then right when they start talking, if I start to even like drift my thinking, I pull it back in as hard as I can, make sure that I'm getting the content that's coming out of their mouth that I can now apply to a business that I have going. It's an active effort to take the knowledge and then apply it the next day. And literally, this is what I do.
Sure.
Literally, this is what I do. And so I know that there might be people out there that think that I've moved really fast and I did this and I just made it look easy. None of it's easy. It's fucking actively trying to apply any little tidbits of information that you learned. When you're going to the gym here was the interesting thing this morning. This big ass dude in the gym, he's like, I didn't even recognize you because a guy that I saw in here like 3 months ago wasn't nearly as big as you are right now. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't even think I'm that much bigger than I was. But I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, this is the cool thing, just the consistency over time, you actually start to develop.
Sure. I don't think in there you were saying that coaches don't matter, any of that really. Like, I mean, it's still important to get teaching, and you've done a lot of networking and everything you're learning from these people. But what the end point is, and even from what I was taking, is that you can get all this information, but if you do nothing with it, it's useless. And those people are useless to you. So a coach is only as good as the player that wants to learn from him. If a coach has a bunch of players that don't want to learn, the coach is, well, useless. So you could pay, a lot of these programs pay coaches, football programs anyways, pay them multiple millions of dollars. But if they don't have the players that want to learn from them, they're not going to get results. Yes, they are important, but the end of the day, it all falls on the individual.
Absolutely.
And that's you. So, I mean, no matter what you're reaching out, whatever you're trying to succeed in, whatever you're trying to do, if you're just doing it halfway, you're not going to have results. Regardless of where you're getting your information, regardless if you have the best coach out there, eventually that person's going to lose interest in you if you're not taking action or you're not putting in the effort that they're putting in.
And you know what? That's a good thing that you say that, because that's a huge difference. When you're asking people questions and you're not applying shit, you wear them out and they don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
And I've been on both sides of this, and I've also been asking questions and didn't understand or didn't apply it quick enough, and I'm just wasting somebody else's time. But when you do ask questions and it is obvious that you're applying that information instantly and making a success out of it, you're in effect giving that person that you asked that information from a level of accomplishment in themselves. So if they're offering you information in order to help you grow, and you're applying it the next day and you're actually moving on and you've grown from it months from them, from their efforts on you, it makes them proud to help you.
Yeah, they're going to want to help you more.
They're going to want to help you more for sure. but if you don't do a fucking thing, you're just a waste of time, which is 90% of the fucking country. So there is no income inequality. It's just application inequality. The reality of it is, the reason that whatever is the 5% of the country has all the wealth is because they actually do what they need to do to get the fucking wealth. All the rest of us know what we need to do, but most of us are too big of pussies to actually apply and make shit fucking happen. It's just a fact. So when you are consistent and you do show up at the gym every single day, if you do get your diet right, then you start looking like a certain way, and then you start getting recognition, and then you start building on that recognition, then you start helping other people, and it just keeps going as a snowball in the upward direction. It's always thought followed by action gets a result and creates the belief. And that could be in a positive way. Think of something that you want to do but you've never done. Then you follow it up by action, and then you get a positive result. Now you can believe that you can do that, and it just kind of keeps going in this way. Most people run it backwards though. They got the thought, they follow it with no action and has no result, and they have no fucking belief. That's 90% of the fucking country. That's why there's an income inequality. And I love this political aspect, because you don't need to vote for fucking Bernie Sanders to change that shit.
And I mean, on that, just that whole circle that you're talking about, I think that's the main reason why we're both stoked on mechanisms and why they're so powerful, is because they're forcing you to do that action already. So you're already turning that circle as it's going.
Forcing you to do action.
Forcing you to do it. And that's what most of the people, that's where they fail. Is they're not forced to do something, or they can't force themselves to do something. I've always been able to do something particular, like no caffeine. This one's been roughly hard, but like as far as diet and stuff like that, I've always been able to force myself. And just most people just can't do that, and they need something on the line. They have to have something on the line.
But I mean, even with you, a couple years ago, you didn't drink for a year or whatever, right. And things that you've done on your own, you've still fallen short without mechanisms. There's stuff that you've still done that you still fall short. And we're all at that level. We all fall short.
It's finding the areas that you want to succeed that you failed in, that mechanisms like really start like opening your mind and everything. Because like the drinking one to me, when we started this whole thing, you know I was a little lackluster at first, because the drinking thing, I did it before, you know.
Right.
But when it started getting to like the diet, I started getting more into it, and it's things that you know you can't do, or you've been trying to do, or that you want to do and you haven't done. those are the ones that start opening your eyes to how powerful it is. Because things that you've already done before, it was a little lackluster for me. But
and don't get us wrong, this isn't a mechanism mindset pitch necessarily, or a mechanism pitch, because it doesn't matter to us, because you can do mechanisms with your own group of friends all day long, any day. It makes us no money. None of it does. It's a matter of just helping everybody else, get you to move from thought to action in as little time as possible. It's just funny how every single topic that we talk about is actual topics that people are dealing with, that people fall short on, and it almost always comes back to a mechanism to force you across the threshold.
That's true. That's true.
And the thing that trips me out is that people just want to be bitches. They just want to be a pussy ass little bitch, and everything's everybody else's fault, and they want to blame everybody else and don't want to do a fucking thing for anybody else. Like, I don't even know why. I just took a nap. So this is Saturday afternoon right now that we're filming this one, because there's a whole lot of, I got to write 2 contracts for 2 houses tomorrow. I got a buy appointment tomorrow, put my office together in my new office building, 2,000 square foot office building. And I went from not even knowing how to spell real estate at the beginning of this year, so now I'm a full-blown fucking company running with fucking people that are employed by me right now. So, 8 months later? Where are we at? 8 months later? Anyways, it's action. It's following action. And the funny thing about it is like, even these podcasts, even the mechanisms, it forces me to put action where my talk is. You know what I mean? Because you could sit there and fucking look all pretty and flashy and like, oh yeah, I can... Yeah, real estate, wrap that loan, and blah, 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 blah. Well, how many deals you got? None? All right. I'm going to go over here now. The thing is, I even heard this one person was talking shit about how much money Jeff Bezos makes, right? He's not taxed enough. He needs to be taxed more so he could help, so the government could help homeless people. Well, the government doesn't really help homeless people per se. And I don't even know, but I'm sure Jeff Bezos has quite a few fucking charities that help homeless people. I haven't even looked into it. I don't even care one way or the other. It's not even an argument point. But American rich people that are wealthy actually contribute to all kinds of distressed people's situations in life, all the way across America. And the reality of it is this goes all the way back to our first topic. My wife's getting food for the rabbit right over here. We're just gonna wait for her to get out of here. Thanks, babe. Should have turned the camera on her. Anyways, but that person that was complaining about how much money Jeff Bezos makes and fuck rich people and so on and so forth, how much do you think they actually do to help homeless people? I'll give you a guess.
0.
Nothing. Do a fucking thing but complain about other people that aren't doing it. What kind of mindset is that? And this is the people that you're around. This is what you got to keep in the frame. You're around people that have stupid programming in their heads, and they're going to put stupid programming in yours. So what was your original one? You said that you can have knowledge, but we can't make you think.
Correct.
Right. So now we're full circle on that one. You can learn stuff, but it can't make you think. Now you have to see, okay, is this person that's telling me how I need to eat and what weights to lift and whatever in the gym, are they fit? Do they have a 6-pack? What's their body fat percentage? So take those questions into consideration before you even listen to a fucking word that they have to say. And I know I'm cussing and I know I'm unprofessional and whatever. It is what it is. Now let's even flip that over on the other side. When it comes to like people in real estate or in business, if they're telling you what you need to do, look at what they've done. Look at what they have under their belt to see if they're viable. Because everybody can talk the talk, but they don't know what they're fucking talking about if they don't have the success to back it up. And then on top of that, if they don't have the wherewithal to be consistent, even if they suck at it right now, to be consistent enough to be good 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. Why even associate with the fucking people? Like, here's the crazy thing to me. we all like to have friends, you know? We like to have relationships, so on and so forth. We like to feel important.
Yeah.
People to go, oh, you're doing great, this and that and this and that. But you got to really look at where the value is in the relationship. Is that relationship making you think like a failure, or is that relationship pushing you up? And I think a lot of people probably saw there was a GIF or GIF, or I don't even know what the argument is on it. You guys can, whatever, hash it out in the comments. But this guy, this basketball player is walking with his head down. His friend comes in and pushes his head up.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
If you don't have friends like that, you need to really reevaluate who you're around. Shit, if you don't have employers like that, you need to evaluate where the fuck you're at. If you're not actively surrounding yourself with people like that, by being a person like that, you need to reevaluate your surroundings and reevaluate yourself, because you're a fucking dumbass punk bitch that fucking just talks a bunch of shit about what everybody else should be doing and don't do a fucking thing. And the reality of it is like, I hope I'm hitting home with all of this stuff, because it's everybody. It's everybody. And even the people that are millionaire level, like wealthy people, fall short on all kinds of aspects, whether it's character about themselves, or whether it's physical fitness, or whether it's relationships with their spouse, or whether it's whatever this and that and this and that. Just because somebody is wealthy, take that information from them and apply that to being wealthy. Don't necessarily take their character along with it. Mm-hmm. Think. Actively think. Be a critical thinker. And I don't know. I'm just gonna like stall out right there with that one. And you know what? It's funny because we don't have a massive audience right now, because we haven't actively tried to pursue a massive audience at this point in time. We're documenting our time frames from basically the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. We come up with these ideas, and we started this podcast almost like a Gary Vaynerchuk thing, because he was saying, like, if you like freaking earthworms or whatever, be the worm guy. Yep. You know what I mean? If you want to be do your thing about peanut butter and be an expert on peanut butter. And he said one of his biggest regrets was he didn't start doing podcasts or videos when he was at zero, and then climbing through the ranks as he did it. So kind of the premise of this is like showing you, okay, so I started at the beginning of this year as an employee. I'm now an employer. And I don't know where I'm going to wind up. I'm not a millionaire yet. Probably maybe be a millionaire by the end of the year. Not by the end of this year, but into 2020. We'll see how it all works out, but that's really the goal. So what are you, and the thing is, it's just asking yourself, what are you doing? And I'm not anything spectacular at all. I know I'm sitting here talking 150 words per second or whatever, but the thing about it is I'm nothing spectacular. I'm just moving forward. I'm putting my one foot in front of the other. And I understand that everybody has their place in life, certain zones that they're in their life where I'm just not ready to diet right now or anything like that, because I'm happy with what I am. Well, stay there. That's fine. There's no problem with that. I mean, shit, I was telling somebody that I was addicted to fucking meth for 15 years. You know what I mean? I don't really have a leg to stand on to tell anybody what they should or should not be doing at this point in their life. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to give you value and frame a reference for when you do want to step up and you do want to level up. You do want to move upward and outward and continue. I
just want people to be successful at anything that they want to do.
Absolutely, and that's the key. That's the key. There's no value here for you guys watching this. All we're doing is we're trying to give you content to be able to give you a next level up, to move forward, to step to anything that you want to do. I'd love to even have conversations with you. I'm working actively. I have always been a person that actively builds everybody around me. I've done it for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, but I've done it to them personally, in person, affecting their lives, just because it makes me feel good. It's obviously a selfish thing, and you know what I mean. Selfishness isn't necessarily selfless. Selfless isn't selfish, and selfish isn't selfless. Like they're totally different things, but they can be going with everything that you're doing.
Sure.
that's a whole other topic, and I need to shut that one off. So
I think we're good, dude.
I think we're good. Fist bump, guys.
Boom.